All right, I am so glad that this session is called DIY Autism Readiness Group Training because I'm listening to you guys and you sound so organized and professional, and I feel like I am the DIYist of the DIY. So this is perfect for us. So here's what we do. Our program is called Tourism Alabama because we want to welcome all the guests in Alabama, and we offer grant-funded, free-to-the-industry partner sensory awareness training focusing on welcoming travelers with sensory sensitivities. Now, this sounds very similar to what everyone else has said that they do, but I'm going to tell you our origin story because it's just a bit different. I am a longtime tourism professional. I'm talking decades, folks, lots of them. And I stepped away from the tourism industry directly in 2018 and went to work for United Cerebral Palsy of Huntsville and Tennessee Valley, where I had volunteered for many years. That's a horrible name for an organization, by the way, because by the time I left, there was over 200 diagnoses among our clients at United Cerebral Palsy, and many of them being sensory sensitivity accompanying. In 2020, the role that I was doing there was fundraising, events, public relations, and a couple things happened around that time that made events, fundraising, and public relations not so important. So our CEO came to me and she said, how do we take your love of tourism and the hospitality industry and our client base and make a whole new thing that we can submit for grant funding? So that's what we did. Having been a longtime hotelier and tourism employee, I knew that the ADA was discussed greatly among hotels, but one thing that wasn't was autism and sensory sensitivities. And so I figured that I could break through the noise with the hotels and also apply for a grant at the statewide level. There is an organization almost in every state. Ours is the Alabama Council on Developmental Disabilities, and you all have one in your states, sometimes by a different name. And they had a grant program federally funded called the Innovative Ideas Program. So we wrote this grant. The Innovative Ideas was about delivering an existing service to the developmentally disabled community in new ways, new and innovative ways. So we wrote this training for funding. Here's what we did. Having been a hotelier a long time, I reached out to all my friends and said, hey guys, you ain't got anything going on, no offense. It's 2020, you barely have any guests. And guess who wants to stay in your hotels when there are no guests? People who don't like other guests, people with sensory sensitivities, and that's how I got in the door. Also, having been a hotelier, I said I can do this training in 30 minutes or less so that I'm not taking your very valuable time. So we go to our hotels, we complete this training, we offer them a sensory kit, we created a rate code so that for my folks in the room who've ever worked in the hotel business, you know when you have a rate code, it may say that you're with the Travelability Conference. It may say that you're with Boeing Corporation, Toyota Motor Corporation. When you check in, this rate code establishes a silent identifier to our front desks that someone is utilizing our program so they don't have to self-identify. So we created rate codes. Thank you, Marriott and Hilton. We have actually corporate rate codes with you. And so then we create a listing on our website. So our guests can know that if they click this link, it will go directly to the rate code and book them as one of our guests, and we can then promote the program. Our folks who take the training receive updates from me and kit maintenance. So it is the hotel business. If hotel kit pieces walk away or disappear, we replenish those and make sure that they're up to date all the time. And then our friends at Visit North Alabama all along the way promoted us. We do ask that our participating properties, hotels, expanded to attractions, visitor centers, anything that's a tourism entity, and do an annual renewal. Jake heard me say when we did this presentation before, and you both said it as well, we're not saying that hotels change staff a lot, but hotels change staff a lot. So we make sure that we do require a renewal. And here is the super duper cool best part of our program, if you ask me. We have a practice stay program. Any citizen of the state of Alabama with any sensory diagnosis can apply through our practice stay program on the tourismalabama.org website for a one-night free practice stay at any trained hotel in the state. So this particularly started during the pandemic. It was fantastic because we were putting heads in beds with, six figures of marketing dollars from outside the tourism industry when there was no one spending money in marketing in tourism, putting actual physical guests in the hotels. But more than that, we were allowing families and individuals to experience tourism in our destinations that they might have been fearful to try before, to create some loyalty for repeat customers coming back. And it's also, as the hotel business came back, great shoulder business and off-season business. So once those visitors have utilized their stay, they're actually able to get one each fiscal year. So if we've had families come back year after year, and we ask them to do a feedback form so that we can provide that to our hoteliers so they can continually improve their service. So it's just a great partnership between our families, our hoteliers, and after 3 years of funding from the Alabama Council of Developmental Disabilities, they had to let us go because their federal mandate was for 1 year. 1 year that they could fund programs. And because this program was so successful, they funded it for 3. And then they said, okay, no, seriously, we can't do this anymore. But all along the way, Visit North Alabama had been a great partner to us. Many hotels had trained through Visit North Alabama. And so Visit North Alabama is now funding our program. And Tammy's going to pick up from here and talk to you more about the Visit North Alabama component. But I know when I did this training last with Jake, I made sure that I embedded this video that hopefully we can play. So when I do trainings, it's often with frontline worker employees, young folks, and TikTok, the algorithm, darn it, it knows me so well. It feeds me great content as far as from the sensory sensitive community. And I make sure that I keep our trainings relevant by utilizing these videos because I think it so speaks to that these guests are already staying in our hotels, and it's whether or not we choose to serve them.
I'm at a hotel and I would really like breakfast. And I've never called the hotel or asked for room service before, but I think that I can because I've looked at what I want for breakfast and it says all I have to do is I can dial star and then I can say what I want and then they'll send it to me. And I'm autistic, if y'all are just seeing this for the first time, I don't know. And so this is weird. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I wanted to take a video. Okay, dial star, and then I say that, hi, can I get, could you send a yogurt parfait up to room 3003? And I bet they'll say, yes, ma'am. And I'll go, okay, thank you. And that'll probably be it. Okay, I pick, yogurt parfait, that's all I want. Yogurt parfait, room 3003, okay. Pick it up. Hi, I was wondering if you could send a yogurt parfait up to room 3003 for me this morning. Could I get a coffee, actually? Milk, please. Thank you so much. I did it, and it's coming in, it was easy, and it's fine. And no one's mad at me or anything. Oh, that was awful.
So that one makes me cry every single time. Because if you can imagine, what if the person who answered that phone was mad at their coworker or annoyed that they were 5 minutes over their shift or, have just been really busy that morning. That would have changed that entire experience. So we always like to show this video and ones like it so that our front desk associates, housekeeping associates, maintenance is aware that folks are traveling around them all the time and just think about the difference. Now, I hope I didn't eat up your time, Tammy. So Tammy from Visit North Alabama will talk more about the extensive workings of our program.
Okay, so as you can see, this is a true partnership. Leslie has done a lot in our hotel industry. Oh, I'm supposed to introduce myself. My name is Tammy Reese. I represent 16 counties, North Alabama. I've been in the tourism industry for 40 years. Used to build hotels, worked in the tourism bureau, and now I'm over 16 counties tourism. So I really get the visitation. I really get the fact that, as we showed earlier, our aging population, and now we're starting to see. I tell people all the time, if you go to the airport and you fly in, you're seeing a whole lot more wheelchairs there. And then you're going to see here in a moment, we're going to talk about what we have done through video content so you can kind of see. But when she did not get that grant and we worked very hard to pick it up, we said we're going to take it on. So I'm going to go ahead and... So this is the region that we represent, the northern region. And as she talked about with the different hotels and attractions, these are some of the ones that have went through and they've got the certification. So we're actually more than that now, but we are building out a website that will have these people that are going through the sensory training. They will be listed on our site. We're also going to be bringing in the World of Wills, to go in and do our measurements. And then we're working with Leslie. Leslie works with T-Bex. So we've got a contract with her bringing in 10 influencers this year to build up more content that's going to really help with this.
This program matters to me so much because it never occurred to me once I started learning about sensory sensitivities and how it relates to tourism. There were people experiencing the world differently than me that were being excluded. And I don't want anyone to be excluded from all that we have to offer in North Alabama. I want everyone to feel included. Hence the name, Tourism Alabama, because we want to welcome all guests. Tourism Alabama is a sensory program designed to make hotels and attractions more sensory autism and other sensory sensitivity aware. We provide them with free trainings. We also provide families who may not be currently traveling the opportunity to experience those locations through free practice stays, as well as connect Alabama families to the opportunities to experience all that Alabama has to offer in the way of hospitality and tourism. We think that Tourism Alabama matters so much because there's so much to enjoy in all across the state of Alabama, and particularly in beautiful North Alabama. We're so grateful to have Visit North Alabama as a funder this year. We want to expose families to those experiences and let them enjoy all that we can. And sensory sensitivities are only growing. The year that we wrote this training, the number, according to the Centers for Disease Control, was 1 in 54 kids around the age of 8. Now the number is 1 in 36. There are 20 million families in North America who have at least one child on the autism spectrum. When they were surveyed and asked, do you vacation with your child with autism, 87% said no. But then when they were asked, would you travel if there were sensory sensitive or autism friendly options, 93% said yes. So these are families that we have to pay attention to and welcome just like we would anyone else.
One of the reasons we got involved with Alabama, we've seen how remarkable it's done, being able to train our frontline workers, how you can bring people into Alabama and be able to allow them the opportunity to stay in a hotel, visit an attraction that can meet their needs. We felt when the grant funding went away, we wanted to still be a part of it, because one of the things that Alabama Mountain Lakes has on for their next year program of work is to be able to look at our accessible world and make sure that we are bringing everybody to our area. We want to be able to bring them and know that we care about their needs.
For people with sensory issues, being inside of a hotel, it is loud, it's noisy, there's lights, there's smells, all sorts of things. So If you are here and you're coming in and you have all of these extra kits and things that you can give to your guest, it makes the stay better. I have a child myself who has autism, so learning about the practice stays and things that would implement the families and traveling more is important.
The impact that I hope we're making is opening the world to people with opportunities they never knew were available to them, to give them a chance to try something for the very first time that they've been afraid to try. And that's travel and hospitality and tourism. Tourism is for everybody, and we want to make sure that everybody has access to it. So I hope that's the difference we're making. If you visit tourismalabama.org, and at the top you'll see a simple button that says request a practice stay. The application is name, date, where you want to go, when you want to go there, and a simple upload of a diagnosis. And that can be anything from a school education plan to a doctor's note to a formal diagnosis. And that's it. And then we make those reservations, and all you have to do is pack the car and have fun.
And that also helps us to build up testimonials for the program, which is done very well. It also puts I don't want to just be a person that's promoting. I want to be a person that gives back, and I think that's what our organization does. You can see Corey Lee. We've had him in several times. We've had him in not only to create the itinerary for him to go see, but we've brought him in also to say where someone has said this is accessible for him to let us know. One of the things that we're gearing up is to finish this program as part of the semi-sesquicentennial for 2026. So this will be one of our main projects. In July, we're going to blow it out of the water of 2026 because that's when the Disabilities Month is. So again, just carrying that on. But again, the next thing we're doing is, like I mentioned, is building out of not only the itineraries, but also having the information videoed so that people can see themselves coming here and just see the ease. And that's really all I've got. I do want to share one piece of information that in our area of North Alabama, we're the home to Helen Keller, Ivy Green, and we partner with Camp Courage, which allows students to come in that are blind. And we've been doing this now for 15 years. We sponsor their dinner. And I think it's very neat when you see kids that are coming in and sitting at the table that Helen Keller sat at, and they're able to hold hands together and then have a week where we take their parents and let them rest, and we allow them to get out and work together. We use the University of North Alabama to be the Annie Sullivans. So you've got the students that are going into education, into special needs, and they're working with these children. And our organization gives a scholarship to those people. Again, it's something that we're very proud of. We're here to serve. That's what I feel like we've been blessed with, and we're going to continue that model. So hopefully by July of 2026, you're going to have a region that's going to have a lot of content and be able to be a place where somebody can come and say, hey, they put their money where their mouth is. They're helping others out. So